For the start of chapter 11, I thought what we'd do is make a recording, just so that way you can pause it if you need to and rewind it, fast forward, whatever. It makes most sense. Personally, I like watching things on 2x speed, so that might be an option for you as well. So let's see what we can get done in 15 minutes, because that's my timer for the program being free. Okay, so chapter 11, first of all, is where we're at. Okay, so you did watch the mass extinctions page, 2 videos yesterday, and that was on the chapter 12 page. Okay, so what's key there is the idea that, I'm looking at number 3 right here. Okay, mass extinction is an event where a whole pile of species goes extinct all at once. Okay, and quite often that's because there was a massive environmental change of some kind. Okay, and like the dinosaurs, for example, a giant asteroid the size of Texas smashed into, no, I don't think it was that big. Anyway, it smashed into the Gulf of Mexico and sent up so much ash and debris from smashing into planet that hard that it blocked out the sun for many, many years. We talk about albedo, right? You talk about blocking the sun's radiation, making it so it's not absorbed by the Earth's surface. That would be your after asteroid impact event. So the whole planet cooled down a lot, which is fine if you are a mammoth and you are covered in fur. So all those kinds of Ice Age creatures were able to survive and adapted for the colder environments. But, sorry, dinosaurs, they either turned into birds or died. I know, very sad. Many of them went extinct. How do we know? Because there was, actually, let's pull out the grade 7 page. I probably have something on there for you from grade 7. The dinosaurs went extinct, and how we know is because they were attacked by aliens. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, it's because there is a big line, the KT mass extinction boundary. Okay, and after that, you just had mammoth teeth. This is one I found. Very cool, I know, right? And we also have proof of the dinosaurs. Their fossils existed only below a certain line in the Earth's crust. Okay, and only after this certain line would you find things like mammoths. This would be dinosaurs, so before the line, before the line, before the line. Okay, so our fossils help us know when those mass extinction events took place. Okay. So are we actually talking about mass extinctions right now? No, we're done that. Okay, so there, we did number 3. What is a mass extinction event? Paleoclimatology. I'm just going to jump over to that one and describe it quickly. Paleo means old. Anytime you see the word paleo, paleontologist, paleontology, usually your first reflex is, that's right, fossils, dinosaurs. Okay, that's what people think about first when they think of dinosaurs, right? So here's me being a paleontologist. Just kidding. That's Photoshop. Okay, well, PhotoFox, different program. Okay, but study of very old things. So if we're talking about paleoclimatology, that's how the climate was back in the really olden days, not like when I was a kid, just kind of olden days, like the super olden days. Okay, so back when the dinosaurs existed, back before the dinosaurs existed. Okay, so there's people that are really interested in the actual dinosaurs themselves, and some of them, some people are interested in what the environment was like that made it possible for dinosaurs to survive, right? Because they'd need to eat a lot of groceries. So for those giant, where is the Brontosaurus type 1? Or Apatosaurus, or the new, whatever the new words are for those ones. Okay, where's my big one? Not the Dimetrodon. That would be the predator. Okay, so for these guys to be able to grow as big as they did, they needed to eat a lot of plants, right? And right now on our planet, we don't have any forests that make enough plants to feed the size of dinosaurs that we once had. Same thing with oxygen. We needed more oxygen in the air. Okay, so paleoclimatologists, there's a job you could do when you grow up. They were in charge of figuring out what the environment was like at the time that was able to produce enough plants for all these big herbivores to exist. And if you can have a big herbivore, you can have your big carnivores who eat them, because they're very tasty. Dinosaur burgers. Okay, so that's paleoclimatology. So we're just going backwards here still, right? Okay. Can you list 5 previous mass extinction events? Great. Okay, if not, go back to the chapter 12 page and watch it again. Okay, for the one that I pay attention to the most is, well, Noah's Ark, obviously. Okay, you guys remember that guy, right? That's a mass extinction. I'm just looking it up on Google for you. Okay, so Noah's Ark was a mass extinction that was explained in the Bible, right? So they didn't have as high level science as we do now, okay, but they got the right idea. So 2 by 2, they needed the animals to come along, and the Lord flooded the land. See, there you go, different climate, giant floods, and only the animals and Noah and his family on the boat, okay, were able to survive that mass extinction. Okay, and I've seen joke ones where like unicorns didn't get to go on Noah's Ark. No unicorns, and that's how come they're extinct. They're pretty funny. Yeah. Platypus wins. No unicorns. Oh man, was that today? So, we didn't RSVP. Okay, so why are we talking about unicorns? Because it is like a mass extinction. Okay? Yeah. Okay, and then we could talk in a bit more detail about the 6 natural causes of climate change. And maybe a little bit later. Okay, so what else we have going on here is climate and biomes. So we need the words climate, temperature, precipitation, humidity, and dew point. These are definitions. What the heck is a climatograph? Okay, sounds like we're just making every word a climato word today. Paleoclimatology, climatograph. Okay, then there's some work we can do, and then talking about biomes. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I don't think I'm going to be able to talk fast enough because we're already at almost 8 minutes. So let's get to this climatograph. Usually what you have to do is make one. Okay, so you have your chart paper and you draw it all out and make it beautiful. So for good times, you're welcome to take this chart from the presentation. Okay, you're thinking what presentation? This presentation. Okay, chapter 11a. So if you want to open this up on your own time and plot this data on a graph, you go right ahead. You're more than welcome to. Okay, what I'm going to spend time with you for a moment is just by, should I make a big screen? I think I might get too big. Let's try this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll just make that bigger for you. Okay, so climatograph is a graph about climate. Climato, potato, tomato, graph. Okay, so they seem to think they're clever by putting 2 graphs in one. I think that's why they're so exciting, is because they show 3 things. Precipitation, that's what precip means, like how much rain, snow, sleet, hail, and if you're in Calgary, we get all 4 in one day. Months, over time, and then temperature, hot, cold. Okay, so x-axis. X, the bottom one, y, the top one. X-axis is this bottom one. Y-axis is the ones on the side. Okay, so then we have a bar graph, which is this blue line. That's a bar graph. And then the blue, no, not blue, red. The red line is a line graph. So the temperature is the red one. Okay, so precipitation and temperature sometimes have something in common. So let's take a look at a few examples. Okay, first of all, these letters at the bottom, JFMAMJJASOND. Okay, it could be, food, like Jolly Ranchers and fruit gummies and M&Ms, right? But it actually goes January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so those are the months. And this is how much rainfall there is. And this is the average temperature. Okay, so quite often hey, there's Grand Prairie, that's where I'm from. Quite often the graphs will be different based on where you live. Go figure. Okay, so let's have a look. So Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. So that's about 8, 9, depends how fast you drive, 8 hours north of here. Okay, so average precipitation, not much. It doesn't rain much in Grand Prairie. It's kind of awesome. It also doesn't snow that much though, so you get to go tobogganing and it's cold enough for skiing and skating, but it's not tons and tons of snow. Okay, so this, oh look, the graph moved. There. Okay, so these little blue lines, that's telling you how much precipitation there is. So let's pretend the question is, when is there the most precipitation? So you'd look at your bar graph and you'd say, okay, July, or what's that, June, July, August. Okay, the least, April, October, sure. Okay, depends on the year. And then temperatures. This makes sense, right? Warmer in the summer, colder in the fall and winter. Okay, and it says minus 15. That's so cute. That is the average temperature. Yeah, it feels like it's minus 20 all winter. Okay, so it is definitely between minus 10 and minus 15. But these whole curves have definitely gone up over the years. So they should put the year on this as well. That would be a really good idea. But we don't have it. Okay, and then quite often what you'll do with a climatograph is you will compare it with a city in a different country, in a different biome, at a different latitude. Okay, that's always a good idea as well. Okay, so this one, Indonesia, completely different place. All right, let's take a look. We'll make it big. Not too big. Okay, so Indonesia, much different climate, way rainier. And look, here's proof. Okay, we use the same measurements, right? You always got to check the graphs because sometimes they put the numbers different. Okay, so this goes 0, 5, 50, 100. Okay, the numbers, millimeters. If you had a grandpa, he always had a rain gauge sitting out the window in a little glass tube. Those are actually kind of fun. I should get one. Yeah, so these blue bar graphs, okay, are telling you that it rains a lot more in Indonesia than it did in Grand Prairie, right? Remember Grand Prairie? Way down here, less than 50. Okay, so it rains a lot more in Indonesia. So when does it rain the most? These three. Okay, January, March, April, then December. Okay, rains the least, so this would be the dry season, would be August, September, October. Okay, and then let's look at the average temperature. What? The average temperature. No skiing, no snowboarding, no skating. I feel so bad for the Indonesia people. Just kidding. Okay, I'm sure it's lovely to be able to wear shorts basically all year round. And it just depends on whether it's rainy or not. Okay, so sometimes people look at these when they want to plan a holiday. Okay, if you love the rain, you like to sing in the rain, and you like stomping around in muddy puddles like Peppa Pig and his little brother George with his dinosaur, then you go to Indonesia in March. Okay, if you like it dry, go in October. Okay, or better yet, go to Grand Prairie, because that's fun too. Oh my goodness, how do I only have 1 minute left? I wonder if I can finish climatographs in one go. Okay, so you take all these numbers and put them on the graph. Is how you would do it if you had to make one. Okay, so use the climatographs to compare biomes. So you're going to want to figure out what all these words mean. Yeah, maybe let's make some definitions. Stay tuned for the next video.